All right. So let us have our pangarapian prayer. Ayesha.
Let's pray. Panginoon, maraming salamat sa biyaya ng buhay. Kami po ay inyong patnubayan na magsumigasig sa pag-aaral at mapagtantong susi ito sa magandang kinabukasan. Huwag po ninyong pababayaan ang aming mga mahal sa buhay, lalo tigit ang aming mga magulang. Naway masulit namin sa dunong at karangalan ang bawat sentimong kanilang pinaghirapan. Bigyan mo po ng lakas na pangangatawan at isipan ang aming mga guro, pati na rin ang pamunuan na tumatayong pangalawa naming magulang, upang magampanan ng tungkulin sa kanilang balikat na kaatang. Hawiin mo ang kapahamakan sa aming daraanan. Puspusin mo kami ng Espiritu Santo at gabayan sa pagiging makadiyos, makatao, makabansa at makakalikasan. Amen.
Amen. So for our attendance, let us have Rosalie.
Good day, ma'am and classmates. I am happy to report that we are complete today.
Okay, thank you, Rosalie. So, good afternoon, everybody. I hope that you're doing well today. So, to start, let me show you my slides. So, welcome everybody to our English class. So, here are our online classroom rules. So, turn off your microphone when it is not your turn to speak. Click raise hand if you want to speak. Respect your teacher and classmates. Post only relevant messages, comments, questions that are related to the lesson. Stay focused and disciplined, and participate actively. Do not hesitate to ask questions on things you don't understand. So for today's session, our learning objectives are: identify the parts of a conditional sentence, recognize the different forms of conditional sentences, express arguments about social and environmental issues using conditional sentences. All right, so I will play a video and I want you to take down notes all the verbs that you can see from this video. So let's start. Okay, so from that video, we will have questions to be answered. I will share to you the link in our chat box. So for the first question, what are the verbs used in the statements? Okay, so from Rosalie, she said took. All right, we have from Nea Rose, where, would, do, see, took, and may. From Eliza, would, do. Okay, so next question, I'll just put heart emoji to your answers. What do you notice on the verb tense? So from the verbs that you have encoded here, what is there, or what is the verb tense? All right, Eliza, it is past tense, correct. So took, that is past tense. What else? Okay, past tense. Okay, heart. Heart. All right. For the last one, if you were asked the same question, what would be your answer? Complete this statement. If I were omnipotent for a day, I would. Okay, so from Nea, if I were be omnipotent for a day, I would save others' lives. Okay, heart. How about the others? Okay, if I were omnipotent for a day, I would create another version of myself from Rosalie. So maybe she wants to be artist, a queen. So if I were omnipotent for a day, I would give help people who are in need. All right. So from this activity, what do you think is our topic for today?
I think, ma'am, it is about if clause.
All right, if clause. So today we're going to discuss if clause. We will start by defining uh, conditional sentence with if clause and another part. Okay, so conditionals, if first, second, and third. So conditional sentences, kindly read the meaning. All right, Ayesha.
Conditional sentences tell a possible situation in which the circumstance mentioned in the main clause
Mm-mm.
may happen or occur if the conditions mentioned in the if clause are met. They
Okay.
may begin with the main clause followed by the if clause.
All right. So we have here if clause and then the main clause which gives us the result. And then here are the different types of conditional sentences. So we have the first conditional is a structure you use when you want to talk about possibilities in the present or in the future. Now, who can read the structure? Yes, Kabug?
First conditional is a structure you use when you want to talk about possibilities in the present or in the future.
Okay, how about the structure?
If clause, if plus present simple plus comma, main clause, subject plus will other modal plus base verb.
Okay.
Other modals that you can use are can, may, shall.
Okay. So example, we have, if it is sunny tomorrow, I will go out for a walk. And then for the explanation, it is possible that it will be sunny tomorrow. If this happens, I will go out for a walk. So I want you to take note of this. So if, and then present tense or simple present tense for the if clause. And then for the main clause, you have the subject I and then the future tense of the verb, which is will go. Please take note of this, that if you put the main clause first, then you don't need the comma. So example, Gwen shall cut her hair if you ask her to. So you don't need to put comma for this structure. So now, I will be very thankful if you come to my wedding. So let us try to identify the parts of conditional sentence. So this one, I will be very thankful. This is the main clause. Okay, so when you say main clause, class, so this sentence can stand alone. So it has the complete idea. So if you're going to erase, if you come to my wedding, still, okay, this one can show us or give us complete meaning. So I will be very thankful. And then, if you come to my wedding, this is if clause. All right. Question.
None po.
All right. So let us try this activity. Okay, Ayesha. So you're going to read the sentence first and then identify the parts and then the verb tense.
You will produce green if you mix colors, blue and yellow. You
Okay.
will produce green. You will produce green is the main clause, and the if clause is if you mix colors, blue and yellow.
Okay. So can you underline or circle it?
Ma'am, I can't open the link po.
Okay. So again, can you give us your answer?
You will produce green is the main clause,
Okay.
and the if clause is if you mix colors, blue and yellow.
Okay. So how about the verb? How about the verb used in the main clause and the if clause?
Will produce po and
All
mix.
right. Mix. Okay, correct. So let's move on to our next type of conditional. So for the second conditional, okay, can you read this, Nea?
Second conditional, you are thinking about a particular condition in the future and the possible results of this condition. However, there is unreal possibility that this condition will happen. It's unreal, but it's possible.
Okay. All right. So we have here the pattern if plus past simple plus comma. And then for the main clause, subject plus would, other modal or plus base verb. So we have other modals that we can use like could, might, and should. Now let us apply this pattern to another example or sentence. Neya, so read the sentence first and then identify the parts and then the verb tense.
If you avoided too much of the sweet stuff, you would lose more weight.
Okay.
The if clause part is if you avoided too much of the sweet stuff. The verb is
Okay.
avoided. The verb is avoided, which is past tense. The main
All,
clause is you would lose more weight. The subject is you. The verb is would lose.
all right. Correct. So let's move on. So for third conditional, we have you talk about a condition in the past that did not happen. That is why there is no possibility for this condition. The third conditional is also like a dream, but with no possibility of the dream coming true. So we have the pattern if plus past perfect plus comma and then the main clause subject would have plus past participle. So we have modals could have, might have, and should have. Okay, please read the example. Rosalie?
Examples. Example, I would have saved more money if I had controlled my spending. Explanation. It is not possible for me to have more money because I did not control my spending.
Okay, so you have here would have saved. So, and then had controlled. So the third conditional is that both the condition and the result are impossible now. So I'll give you another sentence. Okay, Rosalie?
If we had bought face masks earlier, we would not have spent too much.
Okay.
The if clause is if we had bought face masks earlier. And the main clause is we would not have spent too much.
All right. How about the verb tense?
The verb tense is had,
Had had
had,
only?
had bought,
Okay. So this is the verb which is past perfect.
perfect,
Okay. And then how about in the main clause?
would,
Would.
would not have, would not have,
Okay. So would not have spent. Okay. So any question for three
none,
types of conditional
None po.
sentences?
po,
None.
none
Okay.
po.
So now I will give you group activities. So for the group activity, from the given pictures, so make two hashtags for food waste, then construct conditional sentences using the type 1 of the conditional sentence. So group 2, make a fandom chant using the type 2 of conditionals. And then group 3, make a short prayer using the type 3 of conditionals. So we have food waste, gubat sa syudad, resort, and then pangarap village. So enter your answers here. Okay, I can see some answers. Okay. How about for the group 1? Hashtag. Okay, where are the group 1? Okay, anyone from group number 1?
Nakapag-send, ay, already send it na po.
But I cannot see the answers for group 1. Okay, type your answers here. Okay, maybe something wrong with the connection. Okay, I think everybody is ready now. So, for group number 1, so though you don't have the text here, I think you can have or you can present it orally. So,
Yes po.
okay, so any representative, please read your group's answer.
Me po.
Okay?
Hashtag stop wasting foods. If many vegetables and organic foods are thrown away, many poor people will starve. Hashtag,
Okay.
hashtag community pantry. If we build a community pantry around the country, we can help others and avoid wasting foods.
Okay. Done? All right. So very good. We have now group number 2.
Me po, ma'am.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the presentation of Group 2. If they stayed indoors, they would not be affected with the virus.
Okay. They will
And the
not be.
second one is
Okay.
and and the second one is if the resort followed protocols, it would not be closed. That's all. Thank you.
All right. Very good. And then the last group we have prayer for Pangarap Village.
Me, ma'am.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our presentation is about a short prayer using the type 3 conditionals. Dear Father Lord, if this harassment to our land had ended, the life situation of my fellow Pangarapians would have been better too.
Okay. So heart for all your answers. Okay, so very good. I think you are all ready for our short quiz. But before that, let me ask something. Okay, so before we proceed to your quiz, let me ask this. So what did you feel while answering this activity? Yes, Neya, what do you feel?
It's interesting and
Okay.
it's interesting and curious at the same time.
Okay, so how about which part of the activity did you find easy and difficult? How did you overcome that difficulty? Anyone? Okay, how about Kabug? Yes, Neya.
I think there's no easy and difficult if you study well. We're study well and
Wow.
focus on our activity, so we answer
Okay,
well.
all right. So again, class, keep in mind these reminders. So we have reminders or the key points. Conditional sentences are composed of a dependent clause for condition and main clause for possible result. So the structure of each conditional sentence for type 1, we have possible, condition plus probable result. So for if clause, you have present tense or present simple. And then for the main clause, you have will plus base verb. For the type 2, hypothetical condition plus possible result, past simple for if clause, and would plus base verb for main clause. And then the type 3 is the usage expired past. And then for the if clause, use condition plus possible past result. And then the main clause, past perfect, would have plus past participle. Okay, so are you ready, class, for your quiz?
Yes po.
All right, so I'll send to you the Google Forms that you're going to answer for your quiz. So here is the link. So check your understanding. English G9 conditional sentences. Choose the appropriate verb to complete each sentence. So you may now start answering this short quiz. Okay, so we have one recorded response. Okay, two responses. Okay, three, four. So after you finish this Google form, you immediately see your score. Okay. So we have here, if I follow my teacher's instructions during online class, I blank the activities correctly. If Juan blanked his advisor about the distribution of modules, he would get his. Our family would have traveled abroad if we, and then, if I were a millionaire, I blank a community pantry in Pangarap Village. And then, Pangarap High School would have constructed new buildings if there were blank no land disputes. All right, so let us see your responses. Let us check. So, from your responses, so you have, or you can see 4 and 5 for the bar graph. So Shobelicious 5, Eliza 5, Sakatropes 4, Kabug 5, Ayesha May 5. So from these scores, so for your class, there will be no student who will undergo remedial. All right, so I am happy that you got this score, 4 and 5. So for first question, 100%. Okay, second question, 100%, meaning all of you got this correct answer. So third, 100%, 500%. For this sentence, you have 80%. All right. So I'm happy that you are able to answer this short quiz and got these scores 4 and 5. So after this, I'm going to give you your assignment. So for your assignment, fill out the graphic organizer. Write sentences using type 1 conditional. So this organizer is called Decision Making Guide. So here's your question. During this pandemic, how can you make yourself be productive while staying at home? So household chores, how are you going to be productive? So right below this, okay, a sentence, if and plus main clause. And then studies, how are you going to be productive when it comes to your studies? So write sentence, if plus main clause. And for other tasks, so again, write if clause plus main clause. So this assignment will be send in our Google Classroom. So please check the link. Okay, class? So that ends our session. I hope that everybody learned and enjoyed our discussion for today. So keep safe, everybody, and have a nice day. Goodbye, class.
Thank you po.
Goodbye, ma'am,
Thank you
Thank
po.
you
and
po.
God bless.
All right. So you may now leave our virtual classroom.